The scene was set in a quiet suburb of Bethesda, Maryland, where the rhythms of daily life were punctuated by the hum of commerce and the footsteps of early morning commuters. Nestled between the bustling lanes of retail, the Lululemon Athletica store stood, a beacon of modern consumerism. Yet hidden within its walls, a sinister narrative unfurled, one that would leave an indelible mark on the community and beyond. The case known infamously as the Lull revelation of something far more sinister. The victim, a vibrant young woman named Jane Amurie, whose life was a tapestry of academic achievement, boundless adventure, and unfaltering kindness, was found brutally murdered. Jane's journey began in Wichita, Kansas, where she was born to David Murray and Phyllis Roslyon on November 22, 1980. Growing up, she nurtured a love for the extraordinary, always reaching beyond the ordinary confines of her Midwestern roots. Her life was a testament to the pursuit of knowledge and the joy of exploration, her academic path taking her from St. Louis University in Madrid to George Washington University in Washington, D.C. Her intellectual curiosity culminated with a dual master's degree at Johns Hopkins University, a prestigious institution that promised a future as bright as her spirit. Jane's professional aspirations found a home at Lululemon Athletica, where she quickly ascended to the role of sales team leader. Her work there was not just a job, but an extension of her master's thesis, a practical application of her studies in communication and business administration. Her life was a harmonious blend of personal and professional fulfillment, underscored by a loving relationship with her boyfriend, Fraser Bosell, who was on the verge of proposing. Yet, on the fateful night of March 11th, 2011, the serenity of Jane's world was shattered. Her life, once filled with promise and potential, was violently extinguished within the very store that had become H Comprehension. The initial assumption of a robbery proved to be a mere veil over a deeper, more unsettling truth. The community, shaken to its core, grappled with questioning a life so brimming with light. As the details of the case emerged, they painted a portrait of betrayal and violence, a stark contrast to the vibrant life Jane had led. Her story is a haunting reminder of the fragility of human existence and the unpredictable nature of fate. In the quiet aftermath, as the world continued to spin and the store resumed its place in the community, the memory of Jane Amurie lingered, a testament to the enduring struggle between darkness and light and the eternal quest for justice and understanding in a world often beset by chaos. In the heart of Bethesda, Maryland, a place often regarded as a sanctuary of safety and tranquility, an ominous discovery shattered the peace. The early morning sun cast its light upon a small, unassuming store where Rachel, an employee, was startled to find the front door ajar. Unsettled by the sight, she hesitated but then stepped inside, her instincts warning her of an impending nightmare. Inside lay chaos. Mannequins, once neatly arranged, lay toppled, their limbs entangled with scattered clothing. The store, usually a picture on Rachel's spine, it was the stark, visceral evidence of violence, the unmistakable smears of blood that marred the floors, walls, and even the ceiling, painting a gruesome portrait of terror. As she stood, frozen amidst the disarray, a soft, anguished moan reached her ears, the sound of a soul in torment. Panic surged through her, and she fled the store, her mind reeling with fear and confusion. Outside, her distress caught the attention of Ryan, a passerby whose curiosity and concern led him to offer assistance. Together, they re-entered the store, a silent vow binding them to uncover the truth. Ryan, guided by the trail of blood, moved towards the back of the store where the office, Fitting rooms and emergency exits lay hidden from the view of the street. The scene that greeted him was one of horror. A woman with long blonde hair lay face down on the office floor, silent and still. Yet, the faint moan persisted, drawing him towards the bathroom. There, he discovered a second woman, alive but grievously injured. Her wrists and ankles were cruelly bound with zip ties, her body a tapestry of wounds. This was Brittany Norwood, a sales associate who had recently joined the store from a nearby location. Despite her injuries, she clung to life, her spirit unbroken by the brutality she had endured. Urgency propelled Ryan back to Rachel, instructing her to summon the authorities. The call to emergency services was swift, and soon responders arrived, their presence heralding a semblance of order amidst the chaos. The scene they encountered was one of unimaginable violence and despair. The first task was to identify the victims. The woman in the office was Jane Amurie, 30 years of age, her life cruelly extinguished. Brittany, the survivor, was just 28. Her injuries were severe, yet she was rushed to a nearby hospital, her survival a fragile thread in the tapestry of this tragic event. As investigators delved into the details, the true horror of Jane's fate emerged. Her body bore the marks of an unspeakable assault, with 331 wounds, a testament to the ferocity of the attack. 6 weapons, all tools from the store's own toolbox. A hammer, a box cutter, a wrench, a knife, had been wielded in this act of savagery. A ligature, loosely placed around her neck, hinted at intentions both sinister and enigmatic. The initial theory of a sexual assault was considered, driven by the deliberate slashing of the women's clothing. Yet as the investigation unfolded, so did a web of complexities and contradictions. The presence of the ligature, while not tightly bound, added to the enigmatic nature of the crime, leaving investigators to ponder its purpose. In the aftermath, as the dust settled and the store was cordoned off with crime scene tape, the community of Bethesda grappled with the reality that evil, once thought distant, had breached their sanctuary. The streets, lined with trees and the whispers of everyday life, now bore witness to a tale of darkness and resilience. As the investigation continued, the questions multiplied, and the answers remained elusive, a reminder of the shadows that linger even in the brightest of places. The story of Jane and Brittany became a stark testament to the fragility of safety and the indomitable spirit of those who survive. In the quiet yet bustling town of Bethesda, Maryland, a tragedy unfolded that would leave an indelible mark on the community and challenge the very fabric of its perceived safety. The heart of this tragedy was Jane, a young woman full of promise and dreams, whose life was cut short by an act of unimaginable violence. As the medical examiner meticulously conducted an autopsy, the grim task of uncovering the precise cause of Jane's untimely demise commenced. The findings were stark and haunting. Jane's body bore over 100 defensive wounds, a silent testament to her valiant struggle against a merciless assailant. The fatal blow, a deep laceration to the back of her neck, told a story of a desperate fight for survival, a fight that tragically ended in her untimely passing. In the wake of this horror, Jane's family and her boyfriend were plunged into a sea of grief. For her boyfriend, who had been on the cusp of proposing, the loss was shattering. He was left to grapple with dreams unfulfilled and a future that would never be. The devastation that swept through those who loved Jane was profound, a raw wound that time alone could not heal. As investigators pieced together the sequence of events, a chilling narrative emerged. Blood trails traced Jane's final movements, indicating a desperate attempt to flee from her attacker. Evidence suggested she had retained consciousness during much of the ordeal, making her suffering all the more poignant. The sight of blood on the emergency door handle, with Jane's key still in the lock, painted a picture of her last moments, filled with a glimmer of hope for escape that was never realized. The need for swift justice was paramount. Yet, the investigation was immediately hindered by a lack of surveillance footage from the Lululemon store where the incident occurred. This absence of security measures was a glaring oversight for a brand of such stature, raising questions about their commitment to employee safety. With no direct footage to guide them, detectives turned to the nearby Apple store, the only establishment in the vicinity equipped with surveillance cameras. From the grainy footage, two figures emerged, men clad in dark attire, seen walking along the sidewalk near the time of the attack. Their identities and intentions were shrouded in mystery, obscured by the distance and quality of the recording. While the sighting was noted, it offered no concrete leads. The investigation's best hope lay with Brittany, Jane's colleague and the sole survivor of the attack. Detective Diana Mackey, a seasoned investigator with the Montgomery County Police Department, took on the delicate task of interviewing Brittany. Though Brittany's wounds were largely superficial, the trauma of the event lingered, evident in her discomfort with physical contact. Slowly, she recounted the events of March 11, 2011. Brittany and Jane had worked the closing shift, a routine task that had them leaving the store around 9 in the evening. Brittany, reliant on the train for her commute, realized too late that she had forgotten her Metro card at the store. This seemingly minor oversight would lead her back to the scene of horror, intertwining her fate with Jane's in a night that would forever alter their lives. As the investigation unfolded, it became clear that the pursuit of justice for Jane was not just about solving a crime, but about confronting the darker aspects of human nature. It was about understanding the vulnerability inherent in our daily lives and the strength required to confront it. In the end, the tragedy of Jane's death served as a somber reminder of the resilience of the human spirit and the enduring quest for truth in the face of adversity. In the heart of the bustling city, beneath the glow of streetlights and the hum of passing vehicles, a chilling event unfolded on an ordinary night. Brittany, an employee at a popular retail store, found herself in a precarious situation, having forgotten her Metro card. In a bid to retrieve it, she reached out to a co-worker who promptly provided Jane's contact information. Jane, who was already en route to her home, turned back to assist Brittany, demonstrating a camaraderie often found among colleagues. As the clock ticked past 10 o'clock in the evening, Jane arrived at the store, parking her vehicle directly in front, anticipating a brief stop. She unlocked the door with Brittany trailing behind her, unaware of the impending danger lurking in the shadows. Suddenly, the tranquility of the night was shattered as two men, clad in black attire with ski masks and gloves, forcibly entered the store. Detective Mackey, tasked with unraveling the mystery, suspected these men were the same figures captured on CCTV footage near the scene of the crime. Brittany initially perceived them as mere thieves, intent on snatching money and leaving without inflicting harm. However, the situation rapidly escalated beyond her worst nightmares. Brittany recounted the harrowing encounter, describing the assailants as two Caucasian men, seemingly in their mid-20s, with one towering over the other. The shorter man attacked Brittany, while the taller one restrained Jane. Once subdued, the attackers ominously informed Brittany of their knowledge of her residence, having discovered her address from utility bills and identification in her purse. This revelation instilled a profound sense of terror within her. The ordeal took a darker turn as the attackers subjected both women to unspeakable violations, accompanied by racial slurs. Brittany vividly remembered Jane's cries, a haunting sound that soon faded into silence. In that dreadful quiet, Brittany realized Jane had been killed, a realization that filled her with dread and the conviction that she would be next. Yet, in a macabre twist of fate, the attackers chose to spare Brittany's life, citing their enjoyment in tormenting her as the reason. They bound her, plundered the store, and left her confined in a bathroom, where she was eventually discovered by rescuers. During her interview with Detective Mackey, Brittany was visibly shaken, the trauma of the experience etched into her demeanor. The investigation was put on hold to allow forensic experts to scour the crime scene, hoping to uncover DNA evidence that could lead to the identification of the perpetrators. Meanwhile, law enforcement focused their efforts on tracking down the two shadowy figures seen near the store. Surveillance was heightened around the Lululemon location, and the men were soon located and questioned. However, this promising lead unraveled swiftly. The men were employees at a nearby eatery, their nightly attire explained by their work, and their presence on the CCTV footage attributed to their routine walk home. As the investigation continued, the city grappled with the chilling reality of vile-indictable nature of human interactions, where darkness can emerge from the most mundane circumstances. In the end, the pursuit of justice became a testament to the resilience of those who seek truth amidst shadows, a pursuit that echoes the enduring struggle between light and dark in the human soul. Entire time. Thus, the investigation took a dramatic turn as the focus shifted from a search for external perpetrators to an examination of the events and individuals at the scene itself. The absence of external footprints, combined with the lack of foreign DNA, suggested a scenario that was far more insidious than initially perceived. Authorities delved deeper into Brittany's narrative, scrutinizing her every word and action for inconsistencies. The revelation that she had moved Jane's car under duress was now under question. Could it be that Brittany's story was a carefully crafted fabrication, designed to mislead the investigation and conceal a more sinister truth? The notion that she was an unwilling accomplice, coerced by unseen attackers, began to unravel under the weight of forensic evidence. The investigators revisited the timeline of events, meticulously reconstructing the sequence of that fateful evening. Brittany had claimed to be under constant surveillance by the attackers, yet her actions were not consistent with someone in fear for their life. Her reluctance to approach the nearby police officer, despite being alone and ostensibly free of immediate threat, raised suspicions. Furthermore, the forensic analysis of the crime scene told a tale that contradicted Brittany's assertions. The torn clothing, initially interpreted as evidence of a violent assault, was now viewed through a different lens. The absence of male DNA, coupled with the lack of physical evidence supporting her claims of an assault, painted a picture of a crime scene that may have been staged. As the investigation advanced, detectives explored Brittany's psychological profile, seeking clues within her past that might illuminate her current predicament. Was she a victim of circumstance, ensnared in a web of deceit spun by others? Or was she the architect of a devious plan, exploiting the situation for motives yet undisclosed? The community, once gripped by fear of a lurking predator, now faced the unsettling possibility that the threat was not from without, but from within. Brittany's evolving story, coupled with the forensic revelations, cast a shadow of doubt that permeated the investigation. She was brought in for further questioning, her demeanor scrutinized for signs of duplicity. Each new piece of evidence seemed to peel back another layer, revealing a narrative far more complex than initially believed. The investigators faced the daunting task of unraveling the truth from a tapestry of half-truths and potential deceit. Brittany's role in the events of that night was now central to their efforts, as they sought to understand the motivations behind her actions. The absence of male DNA and the peculiarities of the crime scene suggested a scenario that was not as straightforward as a random act of violence. In the end, the investigation was not merely a quest for justice for Jane, but an exploration of human nature and the dark recesses of the human psyche. The case challenged the very foundations of trust and perception, reminding all involved that appearances can be deceiving and the truth is often concealed beneath layers of artifice. Amidst the growing shadows of doubt, the footprint analysis stood as a peculiar beacon of mystery. Investigators found themselves intrigued by the disparate sizes of the prints discovered at the scene. The smaller set, matching the delicate dimensions of Brittany's shoes, seemed innocuous enough. Yet it was the larger footprints that stirred suspicion, a U.S. men's size 14. Initially thought to belong to one of the supposed assailants, these prints cast a perplexing veil over the narrative unfolding. Officers meticulously compared these prints against the shoe sizes of the two waiters captured in the grainy gaze of the CCTV cameras. Yet no congruence emerged. The revelation that these larger prints originated from a pair of store-owned shoes retrieved amid the meticulous investigation only deepened the enigma. Why, if Brittany's account held any semblance of truth, would her alleged attackers don store-owned footwear? The absurdity of this scenario added yet another layer to the tapestry of inconsistencies. Compounding the confusion were the unsettling reports from the Apple Store employees next door. At approximately 10:30 in the evening, disturbing sounds had pierced the calm, emanating from the adjacent Lululemon store. Ricardo, the vigilant security guard, recounted hearing the unmistakable timbre of two women embroiled in a heated exchange. One voice was filled with desperation, imploring, "Oh my God, talk to me! Don't do this! What's going on? Talk to me, please!" The air then thickened with the sounds of struggle, the ominous thuds of a body being dragged across the floor. Yet, notably absent was any trace of a male voice, casting a long shadow over Brittany's narrative. The chilling echoes of a faint cry, "God help me, please help me," reverberated Ina, choosing inaction over intervention. This fateful decision, possibly sealing Jane's tragic fate, underscored the cruel irony of proximity without awareness. As the evidence mounted, a stark realization dawned upon the investigators. Brittany's story was riddled with omissions and distortions. Her version of events failed to coalesce with the tangible evidence unearthed at the scene. This growing chasm between Brittany's account and the physical reality propelled detectives to probe deeper into her motives. What compelled her to fabricate such a harrowing tale of assault? Was she enshrouding a more sinister truth? Could she indeed be the architect of the chaos that ensued? A disconcerting chapter from Brittany's past began to surface, casting long shadows over her character. Her college years were marked by a troubling penchant for theft. A history of shoplifting marred her academic journey, culminating in the loss of her scholarship and eventual expulsion after her friends betrayed her kleptomaniac tendencies to the authorities. The whispers of items gone missing, money, makeup, clothes, whenever Brittany was near, painted a portrait of deceit and betrayal. By the year 2007, Brittany had sought refuge in Maryland, carving out a new life within the hospitality industry. Her ascent to the position of manager at a hotel marked a fresh beginning, yet the shadows of her past lingered, an indelible stain upon her narrative. The complexities of Brittany's character and her tangled web of deceit invite contemplation on the profound depths of human nature and the elusive truth that lies beneath the surface of appearances. In the quiet town of Bethesda, Maryland, a night of horror unfolded that would forever alter the lives of those involved. Brittany Norwood dreamed of becoming a fitness instructor with visions of opening her own gym, a sanctuary of health and empowerment. Her job at Lululemon Athletica was but a stepping stone to this ambition. Yet, beneath the veneer of her aspirations lay a desperation that would lead to tragedy. March 11, 2011, began as any other day. The retail world of Lululemon, known for its sleek athletic wear, bustled with the energy of customers seeking the latest in fitness fashion. Among the staff were Brittany Norwood and Jane Amurie, two women who were colleagues rather than friends. Their relationship, strictly professional, masked the events that would soon unravel. As the store closed its doors that night, a routine procedure was set in motion. Bag checks, a standard measure to deter theft among employees. Jana, tasked with inspecting Brittany's belongings, discovered a pair of leggings, the price tag still attached. A silent accusation of theft. She reported this discovery to her manager, setting in motion a chain of events that would culminate in violence. Brittany, aware of the impending consequences, was desperate. She reached out to Jana under the guise of needing to retrieve a forgotten Metro card, a pretext to lure her back to the store. Once there, it is believed that Brittany pleaded with Jana, attempting to dissuade her from reporting the theft. But Jana, standing firm in her integrity, refused to relent. In the ensuing confrontation, desperation turned to rage. Investigators believe that Brittany attacked Jana with a ferocity born of panic. The tools of the retail trade became instruments of brutality. Jana, caught off guard, fought back, her pleas for reason drowned in the chaos of the moment. As the night deepened, Brittany sought to cover her tracks. She moved Jana's car, hoping to create the illusion of her having left the scene. Yet in her haste, she left behind traces, clues that would later betray her. A witness saw Brittany in Jana's car around 10 o'clock that night, and again, an hour and a half later, still there, fabricating a tale of a robbery gone awry. Returning to the store, Brittany donned a pair of store-owned shoes, size 14, and staged a scene of chaos. She ransacked the store, leaving a trail of misleading footprints designed to mislead investigators. In a further act of deception, she inflicted superficial wounds upon herself, a desperate attempt to lend credence to her fabricated narrative of a violent encounter with an intruder. The truth, however, lay in the forensic evidence and the inconsistencies in her story. The community, shocked and grieving, watched as the investigation unfolded, revealing the depths of Brittany's actions. Her dreams of a future in fitness, once a beacon of hope, were eclipsed by the shadows of her choices. In the end, the tragedy at Lululemon serves as a stark reminder of the fragility of human ambition when tainted by desperation. It is a tale of dreams turned to nightmares, of trust shattered, and of the irreversible consequences of a moment's decision. As the world moves forward, the echoes of that night remain a chilling testament to the complexities of the human spirit, caught in the struggle between aspiration and reality. In the shadowy recesses of a retail store, a grim tableau unfolded. Brittany Norwood, desperate to conceal her transgressions, meticulously orchestrated a scene of supposed victimhood. She zip-tied her own wrists and ankles, crafting an illusion of shared suffering. Through the chilling hours of the night, she lay in wait, her deception poised to greet the dawn. As the sun rose, Rachel and Ryan stumbled upon this macabre stage, confronting a sight that would haunt them. the lifeless form of Jane Amurie. This elaborate ruse, woven from deceit and desperation, underscored a tragic truth. A life was extinguished in the throes of Britney's fear of exposure and the loss of her job. The events of that fateful March evening in 2011 set the stage for a legal battle as intense and complex as the crime itself. Just a week after Jane's untimely death, Britney found herself in the cold grasp of the law. Yet, the prosecution faced a daunting task: to demonstrate premeditation, a necessary element for securing a life sentence. Britney's defense sought refuge in the realm of second-degree murder, aiming for a reduced sentence by arguing the absence of premeditation. The trial commenced in October 2011, with a jury of 12, 6 men and 6 women, tasked with unraveling the threads of this dark narrative. John McCarthy, the lead prosecutor of Montgomery County, painted Britney as a cunning, habitual liar. He implored the jury to recognize the gravity of her actions, presenting a tapestry of evidence that highlighted the cracks in her story. His portrayal of Britney as a societal menace was unrelenting. Conversely, the defense conceded Britney's culpability, but contended that her actions were a spontaneous eruption of violence, not a calculated act. Yet they could not explain the opportunities she had to cease her assault, especially as Jane, wounded and desperate, sought escape. Britney's relentless pursuit, even as Jane's life ebbed away, convinced the jury of the crime's premeditated nature. Deliberation was swift, lasting merely an hour before the jury returned with their somber verdict: guilty of first-degree murder. In January 2012, Britney's fate was sealed with a life sentence, devoid of the possibility of parole. Judge Robert Greenberg's words were unyielding, branding the crime as cold-blooded and malevolent, leaving no room for mercy. Judge Greenberg's rebuke extended beyond Britney, casting a critical eye on the Apple Store employees who, despite hearing Jane's cries, failed to intervene, a silence he deemed as callous indifference. By 2015, Britney's avenues for appeal were exhausted, and she remains incarcerated at the Maryland Correctional Institute for Women in Jessup. The conviction, while a chapter of closure, could not erase the void left in the lives of Jane's family. Her parents, David and Phyllis, and her brother Hugh, found solace in honoring her memory. They established a Facebook page, a digital sanctuary where stories of Jane's vibrant spirit are shared, encouraging others to live with the courage, kindness, and positivity that she embodied. This harrowing case serves as a poignant reminder of the fragility of life and the depths of human deception. In the end, it is a testament to the enduring strength of love and memory, a legacy that transcends tragedy, urging us to cherish each moment and live with integrity and compassion. Jane was a beacon of empathy, her heart beating in rhythm with the struggles of those around her. Her life was a testament to the power of kindness, as she tirelessly extended her hand to lift others from the depths of despair. Yet, in a cruel twist of fate, the very soul she sought to salvage became the harbinger of her demise. In a world where moral courage often stands alone, Jane's unwavering commitment to justice was her defining trait. She confronted wrongdoing with the quiet strength of a resolute warrior, never shying away from holding others accountable for their actions. Her decision to challenge theft was not a mere act of defiance, but a profound statement of her belief in a just society. Though her life was tragically cut short, Jane's legacy endures as a poignant reminder of the fragile balance between compassion and risk. Her story echoes through the corridors of time, urging us to reflect on the cost of righteousness and the courage required to uphold it. In her sacrifice, Jaina illuminated the path for others, leaving behind a legacy that continues to inspire the pursuit of justice, even in the face of unimaginable sacrifice.